it to be. Immor tries to pop things off with the dualies, and xFloud once again carrying the form over from Inferno to keep things hot. Bubble staying in Banana, but he's not going to be there for long. Slips out. Ships and Rainwaker now remaining. Banana, how has Ships taken over it? xFloud once again responds, but xantares, full HP, is able to chime in at that last moment.
Stack up against Eternal Fire, who've been playing some measured Counter-Strike, fast rotates, all the likes. Calyx start, and a fantastic 2-piece. Make it 3. How about, well, almost 4, but you know what? How about we just make it all?
We've already lost out Nuke. Seeing the Eternal Fire on the come-up on the initial, on the first few rounds, especially when xFloud is having the form that he is, and when xantares is popping off like that. It's a scary prospect for any team, especially when you're considering that it's a team that made it to the major, right? So they've got that X factor in them.
Right now for Roz, 25 seconds remaining on the clock. No flashes, they gotta go.
Absolutely. Dreamer gets the first one. How does SKADE get away with that much damage done? Bubble? Okay.
Okay.
I thought we had a perfect play there from Eternal Fire, right? They had everything down, Fi.
Without a flash in the pocket, they just disassemble the A site in a way that I wasn't expecting at all. The player jumping out of the apartment draws you so many. This is not a done round. Maybe it is.
xFloud, perfect position to take him down. Wasn't exactly the. So we didn't go.
Wait a second.
Dreamer can just come back and, yeah, just shoot him in the back of the head, but it still comes down to 3 versus 2. A lot more doable than it was before, and they're stepping foot on the A bomb site. I nearly counted them out, but Bubble...
Points of health, but he has an AK, a headshot, it's all he needs. But he can't find it.
xFloud
Dreamer now.
Starts things off. They just need to sniff out this last player. Dreamer, he's given up his position. Flashbang out, waiting for the AWP to strike. And there is so much time that is missing. Quickly switching over to the pistol. He wants to rush this player down, looking over Graveyard, but Dreamer has played it perfect.
No, he's looking away. He needs to be ready for these players coming up. He finds the first. Drops down for the next.
Second shift. No, he gets taken away too quickly. xantares only... Oh, that flashbang makes it impossible for him to line up the shot. Good idea, bad execution. Speaking of execution, Calyx is lining up kills. A double on the way out. xFloud and Woxic still very much in the game. 5 rounds.
There you go.
You know what? I think Woxic has had enough of it. He's heard you. You've given him the caster's gift. You cursed the player to... There's the barrel. Shot on the back. The Pinnacle logo has been blown to smithereens because the AWP contacted that.
Call that
5
a
on 3
collateral.
now.
Right now, just at least trying to fight for victim. xantares is still here. Bye-bye. Love the re-aggression. Love the hold. This time around, Eternal Fire.
xantares waiting for the flashbang. Oh, nearly aggressed through the smoke, but xFloud wants to use the smoke to his advantage. Pulls the trigger too early, and he can't take advantage of the pillar. 3 versus 3 situation, and xantares will be waiting for reinforcements to arrive. A bit of a long retake, but it should be there in due time as the smokes start to fade. Nothing available to be able to re-smoke. Flash is available for the CT side. A Molotov as well to clear out angles. And Woxic, he's stuck in a bit of a stalemate before the retake.
Hold on.
Even stars xantares in the meantime. He's already causing a ruckus here. He knows there's an additional player in dark. That's the player being taken away, and Denislaw left
Here
alone.
for Roz. Just gotta wait for this primer utility to come through, and now they're gonna go.
xFloud playing it conservatively. He wants to be ready for the anti-flash. Takes care of the balcony players, and he's able to peek out for a second one, but before he even does, his xantares is there on the corner. Bubble, last man standing, 1 on 3, can't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't go all fine and dandy. Neither does that expedition there for Ships. Ambitious, to say the least. 1 by 1, they fall. Eternal Fire looking to gear themselves up. A 7-5 lead. Let's see what Denislaw can do. That's all.
Yeah, I feel like they've suddenly become a lot more,
Hold on.
have to hold that thought.
Give us a moment.
Actually making things, yeah, that's just...
Trying to wait for aggression in the apartments. That is so filthy, though. They both win their duels.
That is scissor if I've ever seen one.
Dear.
just following up on one another for the kills. You can see that Emor and Calyx had the same setup as xantares and Woxic there. Or maybe I'm getting it the other way around, but regardless, there were 2 players apiece in either choke. The closer the scoreline gets to double digits for Eternal Fire, the more reliant SKADE become on being able to win the pistol round. Ooh, flashbang. Emor playing a bit too close to the fire, but Woxic is happy to juggle the flames. Flashbang out, not waiting for it to pop. Straight up goes in. Dennis Law's been taken away as well. And now, Eternal Fire.
What a hit. Should he expect Graveyard is the biggest question here for Woxic. Time proceeding to run low. This is tough. Woxic is going to jump on top of the hay carts, but he's in an even more exposed position. Doesn't spot the hedge. And he's going to get run into a crossfire. Roll things back here on the T side, walking up to middle. It's only Dreamer here. And he's getting good
that
stuff.
Flashbang is real good. He's going to get shut down, suffocated in the corner, and now they've got free reign to wherever they want to go.
They're about to run into 4 players.
There's dual Berettas on the other end as well. That should have been near perfect for the side of SKADE. But Eternal Fire, sorry, the other way around. It was supposed to be Eternal Fire managing to get all the kills. But there's still some salvaging that can be done as long as these Glocks connect. Calyx, good for 1. But they've managed to polarize these players with the bomb in the middle. This good Eternal Fire should have been able to maybe daisy chain together 2 or 3 rounds per shot. So SKADE, they're the ones fighting the uphill battle here. X-Floud rips apart the skull of ships and also rips apart the doors of the B bomb set. Eternal Fire now on the brink of getting double digits. Oh, this is something that makes it a lot more exciting.
Gaben
the dreaded disconnect.
Can they still win this round? Is the biggest
Sometimes
thing.
God is just watching out for you. I'm sorry. See how this one's gonna work out. Yes, straight into the B side they go. If Eternal Fire can still pull this together, that is something to be commended. Brought the numbers down, whittled them down to just 4 players. Eternal Fire, big task. Just waiting for the smoke to subside before SKADE actually start to move in. They're missing key weaponry, and I think Eternal Fire are heavily favored in how they can fight back the AK, the Galil, the MAC-10, and close-range angles as the smoke starts to fade. Xantares been spotted. It's a bit of a bait-and-switch setup. X-Cloud being the first man to try and defend. No! Xantares is going to have to go huge, but he narrowly misses out on that. The rotations come in from SKADE. Dreamer, that's the position he really likes playing. And I'm suspicious that it might be checked out. Okay, good for 2 before he does get picked up. Rainwaker eventually falls, and it should be a pretty fair retake as far as SKADE is concerned. On to Arch as they go, pretty much retaking from the same spot. And Eternal Fire want to double down on their resources. 1 in apartments, 1 playing around pit. This crossfire is a very difficult one to get past, especially knowing that they've only got 1 Molotov, and this decision could be everything. Drops into Graveyard. They clear out a key spot, but now they should be able to narrow it down into pit. Calyx spotted. As Chips is moving in close, there's no way they check for that. Trying to switch over to the smoke. Emor trying to keep it down. Lock and key spots the Sprite before the smoke without actually having to commit to any angle. This pincer from apartment and short is going to make it oh so difficult. Dreamer, what are you even going to do with that deagle? Quickly moving into short makes it hell for SKADE to actually fight back, but this is going to work against them as the time starts to tick down. Defending from pit will be a task and a half. Dreamer, having given up his position, can't switch over to the second target quick enough. Good for 1, but now Ships knows. Wants to back off. Ships will make sure it's a corpse that greets the ground instead. Moving into the A site, Ships missed the crucial shot. Doesn't catch the second on the balcony either, but that was the golden opportunity to reel the leash in. Bubble, last man standing. Knows there might be a bit of damage on either side. And he's walking into his demise if he does walk through that angle. Legged already.
Woxic's just pugging this one, man. He's running at him with the Glock.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Not much to see in towards middle. Looking to go re-aggress down bottom. Banana, but oh boy, do they get punished. Oh, dear. That could be... The ship is full of holes right now. Faraz. And there's only 1 bubble to try and keep it afloat. Just firing off through the smoke, but nothing connects. They come back to middle. It's only Dreamer.
The shelter play is going to have to be immaculate. The refrag, before it even happens, he should be able to pick up a lineup. Okay, there's
oh
the
my
first shot. The second keeps lining it
Fire.
up.
One flashbang to break it apart. Could provide the biggest problems.
Flash almost goes wrong. 1-for-1 trade. Denislaw, though, pops out the shelter, and they need to time this one perfectly. Denislaw good for a second, waiting for woxic to swing out. Woxic responds immediately, and Dreamer wants to aggress further, wants to push down to brackets to potentially get, if they want to be able to fight back instead of
oh no.
Retake isn't going to be that easy. More gets ships. Bubble wants to retake from construction, but before the retake even starts to happen, they're fully locked in positions. They've got 5 players alive. This can't be too difficult to hold down. Nice little lineup from Bubble through the smoke. Kills the bomb planter, but the deed has already been done. Time starts ticking down, and it's going to be a tough retake. Woxic holding a narrow angle, transferring utility to the teammate in pit towards Pillar to make it easier for him to be flashed out. But that little transaction means that they found a sliver. They found a gap in the defense's Calyx. Last man standing, only holding down the wire to be able to spray down through the smoke, but his attempts are futile. Cannot get it done, and Eternal Fire. They're pretty much just relying on Calyx to be able to do the unthinkable. The Rainwaker probably expecting some kind of push like that. Nice little double up to be able to close this one out. xFloud. His responsibility was just to get the flashbang in, maybe pick up the hero AK and get something done, but other than that, it's just a funeral service waiting for him as he goes towards the bomb. Okay, Tech 9 in hand. Small upgrade, big dreams.
Yeah, I don't think he's got this. We'll get finished off. 14-11.
Not Racket Smoke goes out. I think they're making their intentions a lot clearer this time. There's no fake, no fooling around. It's just a matter of purely getting the aim going. xFloud catches the player on top of the smoke, so it is still a 1-for-1 trade. Out, getting caught by the AWP. Dreamer follows it up. Woxic and xantares quickly catch themselves in between a rock and a hard place. SKADE now starting to reel the numbers in, bringing all of the utility together. They've got more flashes to work with, couple Molotovs as well. Do they push in immediately? New box Molly flushes one out. They're blind. The Eternal Fire players, they're feeling so suffocated right now. SKADE, they're in for the long haul. The bomb is being defused. Woxic moves out, tries to catch him. This time around, Ships is not going to be over towards construction.
Whoa.
Oh no, they've caught Bubble. That's
Bubble.
the biggest issue they can have initially. Flashbang out, Ships falls as well. Eternal Fire. How have you managed to thread the needle in these chaotic circumstances? It was meant to be a desert of rounds, and instead, they've managed to make it feasible. They've got enough money to buy up in this next round as well, so SKADE, they're going to try to go on for the ambitious 3 versus 5 retake, but these ambitions are being crushed by xantares as they lose yet another man. Fighting back, a drop of water on the eternal flames ahead of them. Unfortunately, that's going to bring Eternal Fire.
So perfect for SKADE. They'll be tested again.
Comes Dreamer, expecting the flashbang, but no, it's not flashy enough to shut his eyes completely. AWP on the other side now. Denislaw waiting. A crucial shot being missed. That AWP from Woxic had to connect, but he gets caught in the back now. 2 versus 3. Eternal Fire. You can close it out right now. Emor will stop one in his tracks. xFloud gets another, and now it's all down to Bubble. You've got to keep your team alive in this game. 16-14 would be a terrible scoreline after the comeback. Will the choke finally happen? Bubble, he's looking for either angle.